Good evening everybody and welcome back to episode 75 of Open Crypto, where we keep you informed on a bi-daily basis. If you're interested in keeping fully up to date on all things crypto, then subscribe to the channel. We put out a new video every 12 hours. The story of the evening today is from CNBC's tech section. It's written by Ryan Brown and it's titled "Bahamian Regulator Says It Seized $3.5 billion of FTX crypto assets for safekeeping." The Securities Commission of the Bahamas said it moved $3.5 billion from FTX's Bahamian subsidiary, FTX Digital Markets, into its own digital wallets. The watchdog said the funds are being held on a temporary basis until it is directed by the country's Supreme Court to deliver them to customers and creditors or to liquidators. The regulator took the funds after receiving information from SBF concerning cyber attacks on the systems of FTX's Bahamian unit, it said. The Securities Commission of the Bahamas says it seized $3.5 billion worth of crypto from collapsed crypto exchange FTX. So we know now there's currently about an $8 billion hole. Initially, the Bahamian authorities said that they'd seized about $1 billion. They only came out and said that after it was traced by some other people in crypto. The money was traced leaving the FTX's addresses. I think mainly it was an Ethereum address, but there were other ones too, and so that was about $1 billion. And then after they said that they'd seized it, now they're saying that it's $3.5 billion, and again this is after people have found out that the money's gone. So I think they're just kind of saying this because I don't know if they've been caught. I don't know if you can say they've been caught doing it, or whether they would have come out and said this anyway, but crypto is transparent, so it kind of forces them to be honest. In a media release late Thursday, the watchdog confirmed the total sum taken from FTX's Bahamian subsidiary, FTX Digital Markets, and added that the funds were moved into its own digital wallets for safekeeping. The regulator had previously confirmed it was holding some of FTX's digital assets but did not specify the amount. The funds were valued at over $3.5 billion based on market pricing at the time of transfer, according to the Commission. The transfer took place on November the 12th, the day after FTX filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in the US. The Bahamian Securities Commission said the funds are being held on a temporary basis until it is directed by the country's Supreme Court to deliver them to customers and creditors or to liquidators of the insolvency estate. The regulator said it took the funds after receiving information from SBF, FTX's disgraced co-founder, concerning cyber attacks on the systems of FTX's Bahamian unit. So $3.5 billion is a huge amount of money. That's almost half of the money lost by the million creditors all over the world. So it looks to me that probably Bahamian residents will get their money back, because for the Bahamian government, the Bahamian residents will be their priority. After that, who knows, there'll be all kinds of legal, and it'll probably take years before this money reaches anybody else, if it does even. But I'm pretty certain if I was a Bahamian resident and I'd been using FTX and I'd lost money, this would be quite exciting. It'd be quite good news for me. I'm not a Bahamian resident, so it doesn't apply. But then I didn't have any money on FTX either, so it wouldn't matter anyway. There was significant risk of imminent dissipation of the assets under FTX Digital Markets control, it said. After FTX filed for bankruptcy, it was targeted in a suspected hack that saw almost $500 million drained from the firm's crypto wallets. The identity of the perpetrator is not yet known. The Bahamian regulator has been scrutinised over its role in the FTX collapse and subsequent legal proceedings. The Commission wanted to handle insolvency proceedings for FTX in the Bahamas, but FTX's US lawyers contested the move, alleging that it coordinated with Bankman-Fried to transfer FTX digital assets to its own custody. US lawyers for FTX had refused to give liquidators appointed by the Bahamian court access to the company's computer systems, saying, "We do not trust the Bahamian government." For one reason or another. FTX's former CEO Bankman-Fried was arrested in the Bahamas and subsequently extradited to the United States, where he is awaiting trial on charges of fraud, conspiracy to commit money laundering, and conspiracy to defraud the US and violate campaign finance laws. He was released last week on $250 million bail and has reportedly been receiving visitors in his California family home, including The Big Short author Michael Lewis. Bankman-Fried is expected to be arraigned and enter a plea in federal court in Manhattan on January the 3rd, according to a Reuters report. So just a quick one there, and it's also check out my next video, because my next video is going to be about SBF, and that he has apparently, I need to do more research on this, but he has apparently, while he's been under kind of house arrest, or he's out on bond now at his home, or his parents' home, he has been, he has now cashed out something like $600,000 while he's been on bond from, I'm not sure if it's from an FTX account or if it's from his own account, but he came out and said about 3 weeks ago, just before he'd been arrested, that he had lost everything and that he only had about $100,000 to his name. So where did this other 600k come from? There's just money turning up from everywhere, and it's obvious that he's lying, and he's just continuing to lie. So check out my next video. It's going to be about that once I've done a couple of hours research. So thank you everybody for watching and listening. Remember everybody to please subscribe to the channel, join our team, and we'll keep you updated on